Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hello, it's me, your friend Corey, with my really messed up nails. I know, it's nail day. I got rid of the base I was using under here because it's so old, it just chips right off, and so I've got a couple new ones, a silver and a white, and I'll go from there. Anyways, today felt like a great time to pull out the knitting bag. It's usually crochet, but I am still working on this sweater for my son. Oh my gosh. But I feel like some mistakes were made with this one, being that I've been working on it for how long now? I just feel like maybe it's not going to be big enough for him now at this point. I do want to double check to see how much further we have to go. Because, I mean, there is stretching. It will stretch. So this is a Lion Brand ice cream big scoop. So it's a giant one. Sure is a lot of yarn in here. And see, we are getting close to the end. So I'm looking at another like 5 to 6 inches. I think this one might be a little bit longer than the other one. That's what I mind up doing. So let's get knitting and hang out and see what's up. To give myself a little grace here. There we go. And we're just going to start knitting. We're doing a simple knit row and then a purl row. And I'm pulling them quite tight because I did pick a very small, thin needle for this. I mean, if I'd picked something a bit bigger, I definitely would have gotten through this a lot faster, but I don't think the pattern would have come out so beautifully. I feel like this is looking amazing. The striping is like natural. I haven't done a single thing to cause this beautiful striping. This is just the yarn being knitted, and that's how it turns out. And I'm quite enamored with it, that is for sure. I do like the ice cream. I have made a couple tops with the Strawberry Dreams, I think it's called, which is the pink and white. And they're very, very, very fluffy and cute and just very soft. And I really, really like them. I wish my kids would wear them more, but they don't seem to want to, which is their choice, not mine. But I have a feeling this summer suddenly they're probably going to be like, oh, these are the best. I'm going to wear them all the time. Because kids are fun like that. I'm going to have to take my glasses off, I think. This is making it more difficult for me to see what I'm doing. Because for some reason, knitting, I find my eyes just naturally blur when I'm knitting. Because, I don't know, I'm really good at touch knitting. So I don't really need my glasses for it, per se. I'm doing it all by feel. If I try to watch in the video while I'm making the video, I probably will just end up making big mistakes. I am trying out backlighting to see if maybe it's easier to see what I'm doing with my hands. And I mean, this is all trial and error. I'm learning as we go. I am not a professional, not in any way, shape, or form. I am very amateur and I'm learning as I go. So your feedback as my audience is very, very much appreciated. If you can't see, you can't hear it, let me know. I have other ways of doing things and I am trying out different ways all the time. Different angles, different lighting. Trying to find a good spot. I think I've done pretty good with what I like for my thumbnails. I've got a good program for that and I like what I've been doing. my setup for having a beginning, a theme song, and all that kind of stuff. I kind of like that too. Sometimes I don't. I think I might have picked a song that's a little louder than I would have liked in the long run, but I do kind of like the song anyway. It's kind of sticks in my head. And yeah, I feel it's very crochet because it has so many highs and lows and drama and no drama, and as we all know, crochet and fiber arts can be very dramatic. I mean, even if it's just our own drama with fighting, with trying to make something and it's not working out, that is still drama. It's just a private drama between you and your fibers. Alright, look how pretty this is. It is just a dream. I always forget that I can knit and that I'm actually quite comfortable knitting. Like, this is something I could do in the semi-darkness, and I always forget about this one. When I could probably have had this done about 3 times now, if I had actually given myself the time to do it and felt a little more confident, which I'm starting to feel almost done the second panel here. I do have some ideas of how I want to put it together. He wants a pullover. I think it needs to be a bit bigger. I think I'm going to have to do like maybe some black shoulders. I don't know. I'm going to see what I have for yarn, and I'm going to go from there. And I want to make it oversized. He wanted it more fitted, but I think because he is only 19 and he is still growing, I feel like his shoulders are going to get bigger. I really do. And I feel like this is already going to be too tight on him at the size that he had me making it. So I'm feeling like I'm going to go a little bit bigger. I do have a couple ideas of how I want to go bigger. So we're going to play it by ear. We're just going to make squares. And then I'll put all the squares together when I'm done. And that should do her. Ribbing. Knitting for ribbing is a little on the tricky side, but once you figure it out, it's not too bad. Like, I haven't done ribbing and knitting in a good 30 years, but I know what it is. It is knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, next row. Purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. Surprisingly, that will give you the ridges you're looking for. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Oh no, wait. No, it'd be knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. It's the same one on the next row, I think. Don't quote me. I think I know what I'm doing, but I'd have to experiment a little just to make sure that I remember it right. I mean, I could look it up, but what's the fun in that? I want to see what I can remember 30 some odd years later. Good knit. And see, it's not very see-through. It's nice and tight. It's looking really, really good. And I love how these rows are coming out. Like, it looks like it was intentional, and it's not. It really is not intentional at all. It is what the yarn wants to do. And I guess sometimes, you know, I can see why some people prefer knitting, because like when the yarn reacts like this and looks this pretty, I mean, it is really, really nice. Oh my goodness. This is doing it for me today. Oh, this feels so good. I haven't felt this good with my knitting in a while. Every time I always feel like I'm like a poser, like I don't know what I'm doing. And today it just feels nice and relaxed and just easy, like it should. Next time I go to do it, it's probably going to be horrid. But yeah, I'm thinking everything should be squares. The arms should be giant squares. But I also feel like this is going to be a bit small. I want to do more of a rounded neck on it, not so tight up, because this will just go straight across, and That's an alright look, but I don't think for my son that it's going to work. I want it a little more rounded. I don't want a v-neck. He hates v-necks. So I'm definitely not going to be doing a v-neck on it. And a little more. Getting to the end of our first row. I can usually get about 2 rows per video, which is nice. That's not too bad. I can't even get a quarter in on some of my other projects just because they are so big now. But we'll be not restarting. We will be doing the second side of a lot of my projects very, very soon. So we've gotten through almost all the first sides of a lot of my projects, and now we're going to be going on to the second side. This is a second side on this one, as I've shown. But I also have the arms to do, and like I said, I'm not 100% sure that this is going to be the size I want. So I have to do some real thinking and planning here, because this is basically out of my head based off a few ideas from a couple other sweaters that I've seen around. He wanted it as plain as possible. He wanted this yarn to really shine. He loved the colors to it. He likes the striping. He's very, very excited about it. So I need to get this done. When the kids get excited about the projects, it's time to get your butt in gear. I have too many whips laying around, and halfway, part of the way, you know, I just really got to get this done. And that is a row. That is a whole row. And it's beautiful. It is such beautiful material. It is so soft. And this yarn, I have so much of it still. And I can get more. Okay, so now we're moving on to a pearl, which is the opposite. So pearls used to always throw me off, and they still do, as I've showed in a video where I thought I was doing it all in a fancy way and it did not work out. I didn't even bother checking the front, which I should have. So you just cross through, over, back out. But it's the opposite of a knit, the way you do it, because like the knit goes behind where this goes through the front, so to speak. What I mean is, when you knit, you're going to go behind. When you're doing a purl, you go up front. Up front and center for purling. And that's where I was messing it up before, and I tried showing that I was doing it all fancy, and turned out I didn't know what I was doing. So that wasn't embarrassing at all. Thank you, Grace, for pointing that out. I appreciate it if you're still around. Appreciate your thoughts and input, but I embarrassed myself on that one. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing about my channel. I'm showing more about the realities of it, not so glossy. I'm trying to learn how to do the editing and filming and all that stuff on the ground and running. And I'm also trying to work out how to make some of these projects, because some of them are just things I'm just pulling out of my head. Pulling out of the air and hoping that they're going to come out the way I think they should. So there's that. I'm learning about patterns as well, and technique and style. So it's a lot. It is a lot. And that's why I'm willing to say I've made a mistake. I didn't know what I was doing, or I've changed my mind, or this didn't work for me. Let's frog and try it again. I don't feel bad about frogging and trying again. It can be a little frustrating because you feel like you're not getting anywhere for however long. However, I would rather learn how to do it right and have my project turn out the way I want it to, so then I'm not rushing through and just taking what I made because I'm in a rush to get something done for a video. I don't want to live my life like that. This is my hobby. This makes me happy. Making videos is a nice little side part of the hobby that makes me happy as well. Sometimes it feels like maybe I should stop making videos, but other days I'm just like, whatever. If they watch them, they watch them, and if they don't, that's okay too. I'm sure at some point someone's going to be like, wow, these videos really speak to me, they really help me. I feel a little less like I'm not performing, like I feel like these other videos make you out to feel. Some people really think that these projects should go that fast, and that's part of the problem, is that some people really think this stuff is not difficult. It's easy. You're just wrapping yarn around things. And yes, but no. Pattern reading is very, very tricky. Determining whether or not things can be made or not made are tricky. Now we've got the AI stuff coming out, and that stuff does not work out. I've seen so many people trying to make AI patterns and just becoming super frustrated because they do not work. And being that AI takes such a toll on our environment, why are we even allowing it? I don't understand that. All my programs and stuff are offering me AI assistant, AI this, AI to give you ideas. What? No. No. I didn't do this so a robot or a program could choose what I'm doing, what I'm showing, what I'm talking about. I don't want any of that. I want this to be a human experience because I am a human. My nails chip. Sometimes I have a runny nose. Sometimes my tummy hurts. Sometimes I'm a little cranky because, ladies get cranky here and there. Because, hormones can be very difficult to deal with. But as for AI, I don't want that. I don't want it to be too glossy. I don't want it to be anything but authentic. I'm trying my very hardest to stay authentic to my vision of keeping it real, so to speak, I guess, is my best way of putting it. Because it took me a while to narrow it down. I don't think I'm good at tutorials. I don't think I have enough knowledge to share and be a teacher. But I could be your friend and hang out beside you. We work side by side and figure out what's going on and learn from each other. Because, I learn a lot from the other creators out there. And sometimes from my audience, too, when they have suggestions or ideas. That's amazing, too. I feel like, wow, I have a community of people that are into the same thing that I am. And that's all I think most people are looking for. A community to belong to. So, crafting is great. And there's all sorts of fun crafts. Painting is wonderful. Cross stitch, embroidery. Wow, embroidery. So beautiful. Painting, calligraphy, folding paper, scrapbooking. All amazing. Amazing. I've seen some beautiful work. Things that I could never even dream of trying. And other people are just flawlessly executing them and making them these gorgeous pieces. And I just give you a double thumbs up. Creativity is something that is very human, very much part of our existence, very much part of our experience, and we should be embracing it. Anyway, I'm almost done this a second row after I'm babbling on and on for a little bit. Hopefully that kept you company and helped you get through your project for today, or just a little bit of rest time, whatever works for you. Hopefully I'm able to help you have a little bit of fun in your life and keep it to the point where you don't feel like you're having to do too much to keep up, because you're not having to do too much to keep up. When it comes to fibers and crafting, it is your own pace and it's your own creativity, and you making what you're making is perfect. Absolutely perfect. The highs, the lows, all of it. Part of the whole experience of learning how to do this kind of stuff is the highs and the lows, and what is working and what is not working, and where do we go from here? What do we do? What is our ideas? What's the next step? And what do I want to make next? Also, look at the pretty yarn. So, can't go wrong. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining me here today at All the Crackers in the Box. And hopefully you feel a little more relaxed about your pace, your skills. You're doing great. We all are. We're still going forward. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye.